Join me, Noah J.D. Chin, as we explore the Howe Sound Crest Trail, here on National Geographic. Who am I kidding?
There's a voice that keeps on calling me down the road, that's where I'll always be. Every stop I make a new friend. Can't stay for long, just turn around and I'm gone again. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow I'll just keep moving on.
Yeah. 6:30 in the morning, 6:20, I just got up. I'm used to getting up this early normally. So, I guess I'll get dressed first. Charge. Okay, so to save some time, I'm getting on the 17 downtown, and my bike is on the front of the bike rack, and I'm terrified that it's gonna fall off and get run right over, but hopefully not. It's so top heavy with my front bag on. I took the rest of the baggage off though. Anyway, wish me luck.
Rock the cradle of love. Rock the cradle of love. Yes, the cradle of love. Don't rock easy, it's true. Rock the cradle of love.
It is about 10 to 7 or so, just waiting for the 250. Over Lionsgate Bridge. When I get off, then I'll find something to eat and I will figure out the problem with my tent. Well, you can see down there the ocean. Actually, you can see it better if I take that off. There we go. Now for my wide-angle lens. And taking off the wide-angle lens and putting back on the wide-angle lens. There we go. So yeah, that is where I'm going. And I've just gotten off the bus. I think I found an elegant solution to my problem. Rather than having my tent on the back, I'm going to have it on the front. I can just sit right there. I'm not going to be damaging the frame of it at all, and my back won't be leaning against the top either. So I should be able just to sit on it the whole way, I think. If so, it's an elegant solution to a simple problem. You see how high I am right now? That's where I need to go. And I already feel like my ass has been kicked. Not 2 minutes going up the grade and I realized I can't handle this. Oh, it has been too long since I've been bicycling anything reasonably difficult. I mean, this grade here, that's no problem. That's a piece of cake. The other ones further down there were more like this by comparison. I can only hope that I noticed that the trail zigzags to get to the top a lot. And I'm hoping that's, of course that's to make the grade slightly easier, longer trip, but not as difficult. So I'm at the Trans-Canada Highway here. That heads to Horseshoe Bay. And I still got a long way ahead of me. Yeah, no need to tell me that twice. Okay, I'm about, according to Google Maps, I'm an hour or so bike ride away from the trail. We'll see whether they're expecting me to be a super cyclist or just average, or like me, terribly out of shape. As you can see, I'm not wearing my vest. I've got that strapped to the front handlebars. I had to do that a lot on my other trips when I'd get too hot. Sun's not too high in the sky, but I'm warm because I'm already exerting myself. I'm on the easiest gear, and it is really hard on some of these inclines. I'm on a nice level area. That's the whole reason I stopped. I don't like stopping on inclines because it's very hard to get started again. But I've already been having to walk my bike for large portions of this. So we'll see how much actual biking I get done. At the very least, it'll be a fun ride back down. Well, Google Maps has more or less screwed me over. This blue line here is where I was following. That zigzag was this new construction over here. That spot over there is the Vancouver Lookout, which is actually part of Cypress Bowl Road. And according to Google Maps, I should have been able to take my bike all the way up here. So let's see. Yeah, you can see down there the zigzagging road. There's overlooking, you can see Vancouver from here. But yeah, the zigzagging road coming all the way up, and it stops right here. And over there is the Vancouver Lookout. I can hear the cars up there. There's no way for me to get up there. I'm gonna have to drag my bike up that little dirt hill there to get to it. Alright, I was wrong. That's not a lookout. That's some sort of a reservoir check or something, I guess. This is the road I need to get up, and it's not completed yet. This was supposed to curve down into it, so I had to take my bike, take all my gear off, put it over there. Now I'm gonna go back, grab my bike, and bring it up next, carrying it up here. Yeesh. I'm bicycling up Cypress Bowl Road right now, and the grade is good enough for me to actually bike on. As you can see, there are other cyclists up ahead. I'm hoping there's some water along the way. Oop, car coming behind me. But yeah, I'm almost out of water already. Now I should have stuck with this road right from the beginning, but stupid Google Maps gave me a quote-unquote shortcut that led me up unfinished construction roads that were 10 times more steep than necessary. So here's hoping that the rest of the way to the top is as nice as this. This I can handle. This is good. I like this. Let's keep this. Okay, this is not the top. Nowhere near the top. This is just where the lookout is I mentioned before. And this is the beginning of Cypress Provincial Park. But I still have to get all the way up there. But as I said before, the road here seems a bit more easier to manage than that nightmare Google Maps sent me on. Jeez, it wasn't even that scenic. Half of it was like constructed houses or half-constructed houses and crap. I wasn't saving time, I was just exhausting myself. Okay, so a quick little view of the lookout here and a quest for water. God, I could use some water right now. My bottle's almost empty and I only got the one. Fortunately, I've got a plan when I get to the top. Oh, ow, ew. Okay. Let's have a look. Whoa, that is indeed quite the lookout. Well, I've been told that I'm about 3/4 of the way up. I'm at 8 kilometers here along the road and 630 meters above sea level. I've been alternating between walking and biking most of this time. I'll probably get a little more biking before I'm done, but it's been mostly walking for the last kilometer or so. The grade isn't that steep, but I need to alternate between walking legs and hiking or biking legs. Well, I'm closing in. Still a few kilometers away, and but you know, as you can see, the top is in sight. Well, that's a top. It's not the top. I'll be going around the bend here. I feel like I'm going around the bend already. I have had little girls, 8 years old, on $100 mountain bike pieces of crap outpacing me. I've been walking up stretches and they've been whizzing by. I feel so pathetic right now. Of course, none of them are carrying all the gear that I've got. They're just going up with the clothes on their back and that's it. But still, it's a little embarrassing when you have small children on cheap Canadian Tire bikes passing you by like that. At least now it's leveled out a bit, so get some views here. Those are ski slopes during the winter. I'm gonna have to be taking a break here for sure. It's 11:30. I got on the first bus at 6:30, which means it took me 5 hours to get here. Google Maps said it would take me 3 hours to get here, entirely by bicycle. Screw you, Google Maps, you lying sons of bitches. Well, now that I'm here, oh, have a look at that. Yeah, I guess the Olympics were held up here. Pointless ski lifts over there since there's no snow. Okay, so I'm ready, sorta. I'm gonna be taking a long break right now and figure out what to do next. That bike ride killed me way more than I expected it to. I mean, I expected it to be tough, but I overpacked. I should have carried a bit less in my knapsack. I'm sure there's other things I could have done. My lock, my bike lock here. Look at this monster. I don't think I needed something that heavy. Who is going to steal a bike off the top of a mountain? Anyway, time to take a nice deserved rest. Well, I'm feeling better now. I got a feeling the worst is over. Famous last words. Anyway, I ran out of water coming up here, and as I mentioned before, fortunately some people were very nice enough to give me water on the way up. But I did have a backup plan. I was always intending to do this today, and that is this. I've got here just a little folding water bottle. Holds 2 liters and it folds up nicely, so I carry it in my side bag all the time. So yeah, I'll just fill that up for the journey. That plus my other water bottle should hopefully be enough for the day. And there it is, filled up. 2 liters. So it's about 10 after 12, and I need a little bit more of a rest before I start off on this. My hiking feet are fine. My hiking legs, not so much. The bike trip up here was murder, and I'm doing what I can to sort of give myself a second wind beforehand. Yeah, so maybe 10-15 minutes, and if I can make it for a good 5-6 hours, I'll be happy. Before I do that, I am having myself a nice little lunch, consisting of a cinnamon bun and a mango smoothie. I do believe this is highly recommended by athletes everywhere. So that's where I was resting, over there. And over here there's actually a handicap accessible trail that goes around some nice old growth forest. Very nice. This reminds me a bit of my trip up Mount Fuji. Mount Fuji started off easy too, much like this. Then the herding started. We'll see what happens when I get to the first peak. This is actually the easy trail. It leads to the Howe Sound Trail. I'm not actually on Howe Sound yet. I also just realized that this tent here probably makes me look a little goofy. Who am I kidding? I don't need any help in that department. Well, apparently this is where shit gets real, because that is the trail I need to take. Apparently, the lions are 10 kilometers from here, 9.9, and this is the start of the way. Okay, here we go. Oh, so that's what they mean by markers. Great. These, I think, are going to be my only indication that I'm still on the right path. Swell. Oh yeah, this is more like it. Here we go. This is proper hiking. I mean, it's well worn, yes, but really nice forest here. And shade, which is very helpful right now. I won't sweat as much. Nice and cool. Since I'm about 1,000 feet above sea level, it's cooler than it is down in Vancouver right now. Alright, presumably it goes up that way. Like I said, this trail isn't exactly that well marked. Oh yeah, look at that. Okay, I'm not my usual witty self right now. I can start to feel the weight on my back sort of adding up, but it's also getting to a point of stability as well. I should be fine once I'm hit my stride. The important thing is not to stop too much, you know, keep a slow, steady pace. Don't push it. I've been recording way too much, I think, but I'm doing that because the terrain changes so much so quickly. Oh man, look at some of these trees. Holy crap. Now, the kind of wildlife I might experience out here, apparently, are things like cougars and bears, black bears and grizzlies. I don't consider the odds terribly high, but I did see a black bear on the way here. When I was biking up, just before I reached the summit, yeah, I came across a black bear running across the road. Probably an adolescent, it wasn't full size. Can you see? There we go, look at that. That is the Lions, those two peaks. This trail goes between those two peaks at one point. If I'm lucky, that is where I'm going to end up before nightfall. You can see there's some snow up there, so I will not mind at all if I have to stop short and simply have a really great view of it when I camp. But if I can get there early, then there's supposed to be a lake just beyond it where there's a preferred camping area overlooking Lake Enchantment. That is my goal. Whether or not I can make it, I have no idea. This trail is, you know, it's not the hardest thing yet, but I just feel exhausted already. Oh well, time to push on. Whew, wow, you can feel a really cool breeze coming down this valley right here. I mean, just take a look, there's still snow, there's little bits of snow over there still. That's amazing. Oh, it's very refreshing though, very nice and cool. I could stay here a while. I wonder if the water must be good to drink. When I bicycled through to Halifax, I actually drank some running water from the Appalachian Mountains, and it was quite good. I'm tempted to fill up, except my bottles are all more or less full. I don't think I'm going to need to fill up on these. Other than that, oh, there's a little valley now. Have to cross over these rocks. So as you can see here, the trail has changed again. More uneven, more natural. Apparently I'm an hour away from St. Mark's Summit, which is going to be my first milestone. If I can make it up there, I'll consider the trip a success and everything else is gravy. Due to the very swampy, muddy nature of this area, they've kindly provided a couple of footbridges to keep us going on our way. As you can see, there is still snow and runoff here. That's why it's all swampy down there. But yeah, oh man. Quite the view. Well, I just met a couple of interesting people. A man and a woman having a little bit of a lunch break, overlooking a canyon. Very cool. And the woman had been up Mount Fuji before. She recognized my stick. She has one herself. That was pretty cool too. And the man gave me some good advice regarding the trip I'm going on. Told me that to get down the Lions, apparently there's a rope that you need to climb down. That's actually, you know, it's there. So he says don't do it at night. I don't intend to. My big concern is finding a place to camp if I can't make it there. Not exactly the most hospitable terrain here for a tent. I found a few clearings, but I never know if there's going to be a clearing where I need one. So I asked the guy if there were any good camping spots, in case I couldn't make it to the Lions, and he recommended the top of Mount Unnecessary. I love that name, Mount Unnecessary. But apparently the plateau there is pretty good for camping, and so that is going to be my main goal, I guess you could say. I'd like to make it to the Lions, but I realize I'm taking a lot of video and photographs along the way, and that slows me down. But what's the point of going on this trip if all I'm doing is rushing? No, I need to take pictures. I need to enjoy this. I need to look. So I'm hoping to get down Mount Unnecessary tonight before nightfall. Ugh, my voice, I'm starting to slur a bit. It's not the height or anything like that, it's just the exhaustion. Well, as you can see here, the trail gets a little more difficult. Mostly just roots for steps. This, I think, is the beginning of the ascent to St. Mark's. Could be wrong, but I had read that it gets more difficult just before then, so this is nice and challenging. Not as difficult as the grouse grind, mind you, but then again, that wasn't nearly as interesting. The variety here is just remarkable. Oh, I highly recommend this hike for anyone. Okay. Whew. So, I keep asking people all the way up the hill, how far away is the summit? How far away is St. Mark's summit? And I keep saying 1 hour, 1 hour, 1 hour. I swear that an hour had passed between the first and the last person to say an hour. Just now I came across a person who said 45 minutes though. And now I'm on a decline, so I guess that's just before the big incline or something. I also came across a couple of people that were talking nothing but Pokemon. These were grown adults. They were like 25 to 30 years old, and they were just talking about trading Pokemon and how to catch them all, and Pokemon Trading Center, and the person that was with them was like, oh yeah, totally. And I was like, weird. Guess if you grew up with it, maybe some people don't grow out of it. Now an area like this wouldn't be bad for camping. If I had to stop here, I'd be happy. Nice little view of the ocean here. I don't know how clearly that's going to show up. Hang on. No, can't do much about that. But yeah, I can see the ocean from here. And it's more or less level. My big concern is trying to set up a tent on a, incline. Ooh, bug, killed it. Well, you can see here how far I've made it. You are here. Down at the bottom you can see the parking lot I started from where my bike is. And just above you can see Mount Unnecessary. There's two peaks, a north and south. I get different reports as to how far it is from here to there, but they all center around an hour and a half, which is what the brochure says, which is good. It means that chances are an average person could do it in an hour and a half. So with all this weight on and in fact I feel quite out of shape, I'm going to allow for 3 hours just to be on the safe side. It's amazing to think I'm 1,370 meters above sea level. We're finding little ponds and stuff everywhere still. And of course snow. Over at Unnecessary Peak I've been told that there is going to be a lot of snow as well that I can fill my water bottle with. I'd rather do that one than this stagnant water here. I'll dig deep and get something just as emergency water in case the 3.5 liters I brought run out. Should be enough, mind you, but anyway. Now, from this point on, apparently it's going to be a deep incline, or decline I should say, and then a sharp incline. That's when I'll hit Mount Unnecessary. It's going to be a tough one, I'm told, but I'll be exhausted at the top. That's perfect. That'll be the perfect time for me to call it a day. So I'm just started my descent down St. Mark's Peak, and oh wow, once again the view does not fail to disappoint. See, I don't know if you can, there we go. I like it when it actually can focus in on a distance like that. See all the white-capped mountains. Oh, very nice. I do believe that is where I'm heading for, right over there. Let's back it up over here. Yeesh. I've been told that it's steeper than St. Mark's as far as getting to the top goes. And that worries me a little bit, but not too much, because quite frankly, the pressure's off. I've got 3 hours or 4 hours of daylight, 3.5 at this point. I've got no doubt in my mind I'll make it to the top before nightfall, and that's the important thing. Getting back will be easy because no matter how long I take, once I'm on my bike, it's all downhill. And if worse comes to worse, when I get to the bottom, I'll take a bus the rest of the way. But yeah, there we go. And there's mud and rocks and all kinds of stuff to have to worry about. Yay, nature. Well, I've been encountering more and more people heading back, and at this point I was hoping that somebody would challenge my notion of it being difficult to get up there, like, oh no, it's not that bad. But no, everyone says, yeah, it's a slog. Great. I feel like I'm in a video game in the sense that St. James Peak was well marked, and there was a lot of good sections that were, well conditioned. Then you get down to this one and it is not well marked, it is not well traveled. Feels like I've gone to level 2 in the next stage of hiking. I could only imagine what going to the Lions would be. Level 3's got to be a killer. But that'll be for another adventure. I think I might be near the bottom of the ravine now, which means this trip is going to get very painful very fast. Oh, somebody cut that out for me. Very nice of them. Yeah, I got a feeling it's all uphill from here. Swell. You have got to be kidding me. Improved trail ends. That was improved? Well, it only gets worse from here, folks. Believe me, I only do this on the sections where I know I can. There's a lot harder ones I've had to do where I wouldn't even dare risk trying to film it. Well, isn't this a friendly little area? Huh. Okay, this is gonna take some fancy footwork. Let's see what I can do. Forgive me if nothing shows up. Okay, I'm gonna have to turn this off before I go any further. Well, I turned off the camera a little too soon, because I think I'm at the first peak. More or less. Sure seems like it. Now, there's a second peak that's supposed to be even better, but I am not going to commit myself to that one. It's not that far, but at this point, anything's too far. I see a peak up there. That might be a good spot. Let's see if I can get up there or not. There's only one kind of music that's appropriate for a scene like this. Well, that, I guess, is the actual top. A little ways to go, but I am dropping off my stuff here. This is probably where I'm going to set up camp, right over there, I'm thinking. And now that I've been made such an epic trip, well, there's only one more epic thing that needs to be done, I think. Okay, so as you can see, my platypus water bottle here is 2/3 of the way empty. It's kind of pinched in so it looks a bit higher. I've still got another liter here, but I need some more water before I get home. So my plan here is to fill that up with this and then fill the water bottle up, since it's got a bigger hole on the top, with that snow down there. You know, clear off the crap and whatnot, and then use some of the water from the platypus in order to help melt it faster, and repeat the process until I've got both bottles filled. Sounds like a plan. Okay. Should be all right. There we go. If I had some fruit syrup, I could be making slushies. Okay, this will be tricky to shoot. Whoa, damn it. Okay, the premise is sound, but I'm going to continue this without a camera in my hand. I'm gonna need a tripod. All right, going to try to get up the hill here. Get to the very top so I can at least say that I conquered Mount Unnecessary. I seem to have my second wind, actually. You know, in some ways, this wasn't as tiring as Fuji. That might be an elevation thing, but I find that I can actually go pretty nimble on rocks at a very fast pace without really hurting myself or getting too tired. I got a feeling that's it right there. Someone took the time to balance a rock up here. Now that's awesome. Actually, I think I'm gonna actually move my camp up here. I haven't set anything up yet, but seems like there's fewer bugs because there's more wind, and from up there I'll be able to have a 360 view. Maybe I'll do a panorama shot. The sunset will probably be amazing, so I want to catch that from up here. Oh man. Best mountain hike ever. I was told that the plateau of the second peak, that's the second peak of Mount Unnecessary, was even better than the first, but you know what? I am not going up there. I'm done. This is Mount Unnecessary. That's unnecessary. This is necessary, as far as I'm concerned. I've got a hell of a view here. I mean, what more could you ask for? Over there you can see one of the lions. Now you can't see the other one, and I think that's the reason they say that's the better view, because from up there you could see both outcrops. But you know what, I'm good. Save myself something for the next trip. Maybe when Wyatt comes out, I know that he would love this. Oh man, absolutely amazing. Well, I had wanted, get away. Yeah, that sums up my problem. I had wanted to sit here in the shade for a while to just cool off, because I'm so hot right now, and with or without my hat. But unlike before when it was mostly flies, now it's mosquitoes, and they like the shade here. I'm gonna have to go back in the sun soon, I'm afraid. Bugger. Get away. But man, the view here is worth it. To give you an idea of how far away I am from home, that's Vancouver down there. Let me zoom in on it a bit, ×2. There you go. That's Vancouver. I have come a long, long way today. The problem has come up about what to do with my tent. I've never used one of these before. I've got no idea how good they are or if they're any good. I know it's a two-man tent, but where to put it? So, you know, this rock over here is too hard. This mud over here is too soft. And I don't know, maybe this dirt over here will be just right. Let's give it a shot. Now, according to the instructions, all I should have to do is take off this elastic band. Okay, elastic band taken off, and well, I'll be damned. Not bad at all. Looks mighty comfy for one person. I could see two people fitting in here. Let's have a look on the inside. All right. Now that's what I call quick and easy. So I've secured, mosquito. I secured the tent with the pegs. There is, in fact, a rain fly that comes with it, but I'm not going to bother putting that up because it's probably not going to rain tonight. It'd be a much nicer evening if I can keep this open. Actually, it's almost certainly not going to rain. I checked the forecast. So, there we go. Now it's just a matter of settling in. Oh, bloody hell, you see those things up there? Oh, it's autofocus. See if they swing back. Yeah, here they come. You know what those are? Those are vultures. There are a pair of vultures circling me right now. That cannot be a good omen whatsoever, can it? As you can see here, I've got everything taken off. Well, not everything. This is a family shot. My tent is out. The interesting thing, this sleeping bag comes with its own pillow. Perfect. And I want to take a minute to actually thank my boots. My brother got me these boots. They were normally 130 or 170. I can't remember how much. They're from Banana Republic. They are the best and worst shoes I've ever had in my life. They're the best shoes because my feet never get tired in them. My legs are aching right now, but my feet feel more or less fine. They also have really, really supple leather. It's durable in that sense. The downside is the stitching. The side stitching around here, it's absolutely god-awful. It's come out on both shoes, right in this area, and I've had to use shoe goo in order to seal it up again. I mean, that is just ridiculous. Soft, supple, really nice leather. Best hiking shoes I've ever had. Best shoes of any kind I've ever had as far as comfort goes. And, it's got a hugely tragic flaw there. I mean, I would love to just have somebody professionally re-stitch them so that they'd last the way they're supposed to. Man, these things are scuffed up, but they earned it. Thanks, Wyatt. Best shoes ever. Well, the sun is starting to go down. I'll be sure to get some pictures of the sunset. As you can see, there's a fair bit of snow nearby my camp spot here, so I'm going to refill my water bottle yet again. Now that some of it's melted. The main bottle is almost completely full. I'm using my legs to warm it up because, quite frankly, my legs need the ice big time. My legs are unbelievably sore, so it's win-win. I get ice on my legs and I get water melted. Okay, so the temperature is dropping like crazy. I don't think it's going to go below zero or anything, but yeah, you can see the sun's down. I'm finally stopped being bugged by mosquitoes. And it's a nice and relaxing evening. It's about 8:15. So yeah, I'll be turning in shortly. Well, unfortunately you can't, the camera here doesn't show it very well, but everything down here is well lit by that full moon. I mean, it's about midnight right now. I've been sleeping on and off for a few hours. I don't have an air mattress to keep me from getting cold off of the ground, but not bad overall. It's just my feet that are really cold, so I'm gonna go, when I go back to bed, I'm actually gonna wear my shoes. Hell, ain't that something. Sunrise. Sunrise on top of Mount Unnecessary. Oh, it's about 6:30 now. There's the moon setting over on the other side. And there's the tent. And I guess I'll be getting ready for the trip back home now. My legs aren't in too bad a shape. It's not as painful as after Fuji. Those I didn't even want to move the next day, but I think part of it is that I took care of these legs last night, putting a lot of ice on them to help melt some water, so not bad. I woke up a fair bit. Had a good 4-hour stretch of uninterrupted sleep, but you know, overall I think I slept about 8 to 9 hours total. So let's just get a few last shots of this area here before I move on, or pack up and move on. Oh, what a view up here. I got no idea how I did this, but my pants got 2 huge holes in them now. I'm not sure when that happened. The dirt is on, like the fact that it's got all that dirt on there is because I was sitting on the snow in order to fill up my water bottles. But the rips, I don't know how that happened or when. Not a clue. Man, put my fist through these things. So basically my ass cheeks are going to be hanging out the whole way home now. Swell. Okay, well, I'm more or less ready to go back. It's probably going to be a good 5-6 hours for me to get back to the base camp, if you will. And then another few hours to bike home. But it's funny, you see all these bugs flying around here, but I'll be honest, they're not really bugging me. I've bitten only about 3 times. So they're annoying in that they're swirling around, but they're not really sexually biting me all that much. That's fortunate. Okay, bit of a hiccup. I'm lost. Didn't take me long, only about 2 minutes, which means it's not easy, or it's easy for me to repair the mistake. I lost the trail marker. Oh wait, no, there we go. That's got to be around that way. Okay, correction, I'm not lost. There we go. You see, I recognize that, that's why I'm not lost, but these little orange tags here on the trees, more or less, are your only hope of finding your way back. So if you've gone on a trail, you think you know what you're doing, but you haven't seen one in a while, you're probably heading for a dead end somewhere. So it's important to keep your eyes out for them. In some ways, going downhill is easier than going uphill. It doesn't tire my legs out as much, but it does put a lot more pressure on the knees. So that is making the downward climb more difficult. I've gotten over the worst part of it, didn't want to record anything there because in that case I was looking for very, very steady footholds, places to put my stick, needed to concentrate. Here it's aside from all the tree roots down here, it's pretty alright. Not sure how close I am to the ravine at the bottom. But once I'm there, it's onward to St. Mark's and home. So, improved trail ends. In other words, improved trail begins. It's going to get a little easier from this point on, thankfully. The bugs are just out in force, but as I said before, they're not really biting me. So quiet right now. Aside from me, of course. Well, I don't know if you can see the trail marker down there because of the sun, but yeah, there's the sun. Down there is the trail marker. I'm at St. Mark's Peak, which I think makes me about 2 hours at a good pace back to camp. Well, the Cypress Bowl. You know, give me 3 hours at least. It's mostly downhill though, I mean by comparison, so hopefully it won't be too bad. Well, as you can see, the trail is getting easier now in terms of it being very well laid out. You know, sure, there's rocks in the way, but this is a piece of cake compared to what happened going up Mount Unnecessary. Now, if you're going to be going on a hiking trip like this, I can't recommend the use of a hiking stick enough. A lot of people use the poles, and that's fine too. But the whole reason is that when your legs start getting tired and your knees are aching and your legs are on strike like mine, this stick, you basically use it on the way down to just carry half of your weight. I feel like Yoda when I walk down like this, the way he would go, on every step, but it really works, because without this, there's lots of places I'd probably be on all fours just trying to scamper down, because I couldn't do it with my legs alone. They just don't have the power in them. Another thing I should mention about my hiking stick, this is the one I took up Mount Fuji. I've also taken it up Mount Snowdon, the Grouse Grind, and now this. It's a nice simple type of stick, you know, like they sold it over at Fuji. I had it modified so that I could break it down into 2 pieces for easy carrying and storage. The problem is that it's just wood. So if you're hiking in damp conditions like I was on the Grouse Grind, the tip ended up getting very, very beaten, worn down, and splitting apart. So what I did was I put some shoe goo on top and used a metal clip around the side to hold it together, to waterproof it and to just sort of help hold it together. And yeah, it did a good job. It's not falling apart at all. So hopefully I'll be able to use this stick on many more adventures in the future. Okay, so I think this is pretty close to the base of St. Mark's before I get to Stratham Meadows or whatever it's called. Just taking 15 to relax in the sun. You can see the snow. There's like some areas up there where the sun just never hits. There's some more over there too, but I can't be bothered to get up just yet. It's time for a break. Well, on the way, when I was first going out to the mountains, I passed by this little creek, trickle, and I kind of wanted to fill up my water bottle with it, and I regretted very quickly the fact that I did not. I became worried that I wouldn't have enough for the next day, but fortunately it turned out there was snow up there. But yeah, I think I'll give it a shot. I'll see how the water is here. Let's have a look here. Don't see any sediment in there. Now that's something you could use to make beer with. Hi ho, it's off to home I go. Well, not sure how far away. I think I'm still an hour away out, but this is a very clear indication that I'm on the easy path now. Thank goodness. Well, there it is. Ski Lodge. That's where my bike is locked up. And that is where I'm going to collapse for about 20 to 30 minutes before I take the bike ride down. At least that part will be fun. Be able to coast all the way down, hopefully to Marine Drive if I'm lucky. Yeah, this is the way to go. All that pushing and biking and knee slaughtering pain. Yeah, it's totally worth it for the ride down. This is just the beginning. Yeehaw!
Cause I'm losing my sight, losing my mind. Wish somebody would tell me I'm fine. Losing my sight, losing my mind. Wish somebody would tell me I'm fine. Nothing's alright, nothing is fine. I'm running and I'm crying. Wake up, grab a brush and put a little makeup.
Well, I'm back home. As you can see, got all my gear loaded up here. There's the hole in my pants. I'm not sure how that happened. It might have been when I put them on in the middle of the night. I may have actually ripped them just putting them on. I was getting a little bit cold. But the bottom line is, that's it for me. No more adventures. No more traveling. I'm done. I'm pooped. Forget about it. Oh, crap. That's right. I just ordered a kayak.